Hello, hello, hola amigos, amigas. Bienvenidos, be welcome to Lima, Peru. We are going to have a lovely, lovely walk on top of the cliffs of Miraflores. Hi Adrian, hi Tracy, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming to Lima today with me. My name is Vanessa Vasquez. I am your Lima City guide. And by the way, let me show you how your Lima City guide looks like. So, hola amigos, hello, hi. It's such a pleasure to have you today in this tour. I'm going to be conducting two tours today here in Miraflores. Both of them are to see parks. One of them, this one, is to see the beautiful parks of Miraflores that are located next to the ocean. And the next tour that is going to be happening a few minutes after this one finished is going to be about the cats of the Kennedy Park. We're going to visit cats in Miraflores. We're going to go to their home, to their park, located in the central park of Miraflores. So, well, I hope to see you in this one and the next tour today. And also, well, it's such a pleasure to have you and have fun with you all. Today is also a very special holiday for the Catholic world. Latin America is mainly Catholic, as you know. So we are celebrating Easter time, and that's why we have so many people around. So it's going to be lovely to see how Limanians celebrate these days also. With the family, of course, in company with the ones they love and they appreciate. So it is also a pleasure for me to be with you in this special occasion, with you all. You are also my family, my virtual family. So it is always fun to have a chance of showing you the customs, the traditions of my city. So, well, now we are going to start with this walk-in, which is going to take us to see different parks, and also we're going to see statues, we're going to see the ocean. It is going to be very, very complete. Thanks so much for your participation, and let me know if you are ready to start this tour. Please give me a thumbs up if you are ready. Give me a heart or anything you have handy. Hola, hola, gracias Tracy, Anne, Molly, Margaret, Alisa, Lorraine. Thanks for coming today, by the way, my friends. So let's now start. Helen, hola, hola. Look at the view we have today. Dorota, hi. And this is how, at this time in the day, it is 4 p.m. Lima time, 4:02 p.m. Lima time. Hi, Adrian. We are going to start with this walk, and we're going to have the chance to walk along the cliffs of Miraflores. This is one of the most beautiful sections, green zones of Lima. And we're going to have the chance also to see, of course, the ocean. We're going to see monuments. And before we start, let me tell you that Miraflores, the district where we are today, in this series of tours that I call the most beautiful parks of Lima, because every time we come to this, you see this tour coming, we're going to see parks in Lima. Lima lays on a desert, by the way. This is surprising. Lima is the second biggest city in the world, built on a desert. And having green for us is like extra complicated. Keeping green any park is difficult because we just get 1 cubic centimeter of rain per year. Just to give you an idea how important and special parks are for Limanians. Also, we're going to be in the cliff zone next to the ocean, so sometimes the internet might drop a little bit, so stay with me, please. I'm going to keep walking constantly. When I see the internet is going down, I will just go straight to the next point. And here we are next to a monument that is also very, very strange, let's say, mixed feelings about this piece of art. The name of this piece of art is Entre el Tiempo, between the time. And it was made by Jose Tola de Havich. Actually, he's a descendant of Polish immigrants to Peru. And this artist, which is renowned as one of the most important of his generation, he is more focused in making paintings, but this is the first of the art pieces he made for a public space, and it was sponsored in part by the City Hall of Miraflores. Between the Time actually has two sides. Look at this, is one of the sides, this one looking to the ocean, And this other side is looking to the Andes. So the idea he had initially to decorate this part of the park of Miraflores called El Libro, the park of the book, this is the name of this park, was to create two hands that were, together, like one touching the other. But finally this was not possible, maybe because it was a too complicated piece. So he decided to go ahead with this one, which represents two characters that are connected also. And we can see that there is a center section in the upper part above the head of this character, where his belief is that you can get to see the sun at some point. Sorry, I missed it for maybe, 30 minutes or less. Can you see it? Oh, yes, we can see it. Okay, so the idea is that the sun can be seen from this circular section. And this also, the idea he got for something so interesting, no? Like this artistic element, was like he was inspired by the Intihuatana, or the Inca sundial that is located in Machu Picchu, right? So we are going to continue, my friends, and you can see also lots of people around. This is a holiday for us Peruvians. By the way, today I am with a very special person, with my cousin, Yubitsa. Yubi, say hi. She's my bodyguard today. She's my cousin. And today we are having a girl, a night out. So she is coming with me today. So, and this is usually what we do in these days. So we gather with the family. We come with the people we love and we were not able to see in a long time, because usually life is busy, and we try to reconnect with the ones we love, right? So that's why so many people are here outside in this part. Miraflores has 5 kilometers of green, let's say, coastal line that is all of it turned into parks. So we have 5 kilometers of parks looking to the ocean. This is not the only district that has front line to the ocean that has parks, but it's a series of parks looking to the ocean. And if we look over here with me, my friends, you're going to see that we have from this section different staircases going down to the beach. So we have different pathways that connect this part down with the ocean. We are having a little problem with the internet in this section because we have, of course, this natural foam of the cliff, but we are going to continue walking. And the vendors, for example, this is cotton candy. These vendors are taking them down to the beach, to the people that are down there, still even at this time, 4 p.m., swimming, relaxing, having a fun afternoon with the children and the family. We have several of these pathways down to the beach because the idea of having this green line of parks, continuous parks, is also to allow the visitors to Miraflores to go down to the beach, right? And we have different accesses to the beach. Miraflores is one of the oldest districts of Lima. I'm sure that if you've been already in my tours in Lima, you know already Miraflores, but I'm trying to show you different angles of the same districts we've been able to see in other occasions. And also, if you're new to my tours, let me tell you that my tours are all about history, tradition. We do city tours here in Lima. We also do lectures from my home about the history of Lima and Peru. So you are all invited. Please, if you can, follow me. There's a button in the upper part that says follow to see more of my tours. Allison is coming. This park is very nice. Oh yes, Allison. Me too. I love the trees. And many of these trees are, of course, not endemic. I don't know all of the names of these trees, but I know some. These are palm trees, of course. They are called palmeras reales or royal palms. So far, that's what the gardeners of Miraflores have mentioned. And look how beautiful, how good shape also give to the Limanians. Keep in mind that the city of Lima lays on a desert. Lima is the second biggest city in the world built on a desert. So our parks are the most precious elements in the cities. And Lima, of course, is a great example of that. The city of Lima is characterized by, like this segregation of rich districts with parks, poor districts with no parks, right? And here we have a monument, another important one, because we are seeing different monuments of Lima, of Miraflores. And I would like to know if you recognize the person in this monument. Is not a Peruvian person, by the way. Probably, of course, by first sight, not easy to recognize him. But let me tell you the name of this historic character. His name is Isaac Rabin, Prime Minister of Israel that was sadly murdered in the year 1995. Here in his this monument, in the bottom part, the legend of the monument, it says in Spanish, "Peace is the most important aspiration of Jewish people." So here we have also some, let's say, lines about his life. For example, who he was, as this fighter and Nobel Peace Prize, First Minister of Israel, and also the day of his death, November the 4th, 1995. Right. So, and also mentioning that it was during a big manifestation for the peace. So, we have monuments in Lima that are not necessarily about Peruvian heroes only or Peruvian characters. Our monuments are about people that inspire us, about people that have stories that are important for Limanians, for Peruvians to learn and to never forget. Here in Lima, we have a small community, Jewish community, which in this moment might be less than 3,000 people in Lima. It's a small community, one of the smallest, let's say, international we have. But also, it's a community that is very active in the politics, for example, in the arts, in the television, right? So they are very proactive for let's say, beneficial purposes for the country. So here we have another, yes, Alison, I do believe very interesting, right? Very interesting monuments. I'm going to show you many more, by the way, from different teams, different, let's say, they are different styles also. We have here a big bunch of people looking to the ocean. As we get closer to the ocean, sometimes the internet fluctuates. I hope everything is all right. So let me show you what they are looking at. Look at that. Wow. So we have the pathways that go down to the beach, right? We have a couple of them down. If I can even get a little bit closer, right? So we have the pathways to the beach. We have also people having a fun, like photo session over there in the distance. So it's a really lovely view. And in the distance also we can see the whole cliffs of Lima, the bay of the city. So this is the southernmost point, let's say, of the bay, right? And on the other side, the northernmost, which is, well, maybe the light is not going to help me, but in the distance we have a point of line in this location. And that is, by the way, not anymore considered Lima. This is Callao. Callao is a constitutional province. It is separated officially from Lima. It is a small territory, actually, independent from the city where the airport is. Do residents of Lima pay money or taxes to maintain this green area? Excellent question, Alison. Well, let me tell you that the answer is a little bit more complicated because Lima City is divided in districts. We have 43 districts. We pay taxes according to the districts where we live, meaning that, of course, in the districts such as Miraflores, this beautiful district where we have one of the most expensive real estates of Lima, you will end up paying more money than, for example, Rimac district, which is across the downtown, right? Look at this, by the way, my friends. We have in Peru also talking about the immigrations. We talk about the Jewish community in Peru. We have a community that is even larger than that one, and huge actually, the Chinese community of Peru. The Chinese community here, the descendants of the Chinese immigrants that came to Peru in the mid-19th century, nowadays are numerous. About 10% of the population of Peru descends from Chinese. And that's why this year, a few months ago, we inaugurated a park dedicated to the Chinese culture in Peru, the Chinese immigration. So what do you think about this one? We have lines. Look at the line. This is a line to go into the park. I came here with my cousin to show her where this famous trendy park is located, and she is also surprised about, how big is the line. In this occasion, we are not going to see, of course, the park from within because it's going to take us a whole, day to do that. But from here we have a little shortcut, which is the closest point to see the park. So look at, first of all, the line. The Chinese park consists in this space over here. Sorry for my finger. Lorraine, muchas gracias. Thanks for your support, my friend. Gracias. We have here this sort of like pagoda style element here. And we have also a nice Chinese style bridge. We have some lions around. We have some really nice decoration. Everything zigzagging. Yes, Dorota. In order also to make it sort of like accessible, I think that's the word, to handicap, for example, right, to wheelchairs, right? So we are going now to continue, but look at the nice view. And also we have a space for more parks, maybe a Japanese park in the future over here. Who knows? I hope you were able to take a really nice picture of this nice park. If you can, please later share it with me. I would love to have a picture. This angle is perfect. Gracias, Alison. Gracias, Tracy. So, ¿te gustó el parque? Asking my cousin if she liked the park. Of course that she, as many Limanians, want to come to see the park, but I'm sure many people are a little bit disappointed for the line. So they are just looking at it in the distance. What a huge line. But we have more to see, so no worries. We're going to continue walking. And well, this was a special stop also for me and my cousin because I wanted she to see the Chinese park. So for my friends that have already been in my tours from home dedicated to the immigrations to Peru, you already know how many Chinese people live, or descendants live in Peru nowadays. Gracias, and thanks for your tip support. Thank you, my friend. But I would like to maybe ask you if you still remember, for those that have attended before to my lectures from home, or maybe for the ones that are just coming, I would like you to guess how many Chinese immigrants, first generation, do you think came to Peru in the 19th century? Between the years of the immigration, 1849 and 1871, which was the time of the end of the immigration. How many do you think that came in those pretty much 30 years, right, of immigration? Less than 30 years of immigration. So if you can, please comment here, just to have an idea about how many you think, because having this big influence of the Chinese culture in Peru must be related also with a big number of people coming to this territory in that period. Look at the many people queuing to see the park. But we are going to continue. We're going to see a little bit more. Just look at the impressions of the people. Thank you, Alison. 500,000. Dorota, 100,000. Muy bien, Dorota. Anyone else wants to guess? Anyone else? I'm going to tell you in just a little while the final number. So look at this huge line. And the people here waiting for taking the best selfies, the best pictures for their Instagram, for their Instagram accounts. Of course, the lions at the entrance of the park, and this is one of the parks in Lima where you need to come in with a face mask that is not the disposable ones, the easy ones, the KN95. So you have to wear one of those or two of the, let's say, disposable ones, regular ones, like for example, like the one my cousin is wearing. So you have to wear those if you want to get in, right? But let's continue now. Vamos a continuar. And we have here a nice, and you can imagine why, right, Alison? Because the park is small and people it's so popular, so trendy now, that it is impossible to keep your social distance. So that's why the City Hall has decided to keep this rule in this park. So let me tell you the explanation about how many Chinese people came to Peru in this period of the 19th century time when the immigration was encouraged to bring workers that will plough the land, will replace the hand of the African slaves, and also will, in a way, improve our economy, right? It was a time also of exploitation of the sugar cane. It was a time of exploitation of the guano, the poop of the seabirds, used as a fertilizer, of course, right? So I just want to give you first a short view of this part. Oh, I think I didn't mention the answer finally. The answer is 100,000. Bravo, Dorota. Bravo, Margaret. Muy bien, muy bien. Excellent students of my classes. So, big numbers, right? Very, very big numbers. And in this park where we see children that are having a fun time, enjoy themselves, finally with all the kids. What a lovely thing, right? This experience they are having again of touching other kids or playing with other kids gives them back their childhood. But we have here a little monument that I want to share with you because I think it's also very cute. So who recognizes this character? Who recognizes this character? Let me maybe go against in the other side because the light is not permitting me to see very well. So, okay. Can you see him? Yes, Molly, of course. The Little Prince. In Spanish, El Principito. The Little Prince. And let me get a little bit closer to tell you, to translate to you the plaques that are, the commemorative plaques that are around this monument. So it says, this monument is dedicated to the inclusion of people visually impaired, right? So that's why also we have here this braille inscriptions, right? And we have some really interesting phrases here, very inspirational. For example, I'll try to translate in proper English because it's in Spanish, so I hope I do it right. So it's madness to hate all the roses just because one pincho is like when you like feel, can you help me? When the thorns, get into your finger, right? And give up to all your dreams because just one didn't happen, right? So these are phrases which, so far I know, they were taken from the book, The Little Prince. We have also some other phrases over here, here. Here is my secret. That it cannot be more simple. Only a heart can see the essential that is invisible to the eyes. So, oh yes, Alison, of course, I read it too in school. I also remember the story, which is also sad, very sad at the end. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, and we have the year 1944, right? So this is a monument that comes or is in a location where we have children that also grow up with the story of the Little Prince. And we want, of course, to create this more even society for all people, for all children. This is not just a fight that you will see in, some countries. In some countries, they say from more developed. Also in Peru, we have also the same fights, and we are trying to make these monuments more visible and to put them in the disposition of serving with these purposes, especially starting with the little kids, right? So we will now continue in this location. Look at the many kids over here. Most of the kids are wearing face masks, although it's not mandatory for children below 3 years old, okay? It's not mandatory for children below 3 years old. So now, let me ask you, oh yes, Helene, let me ask you, how much do you think an apartment will cost or costs in this location, in this part of Lima? For my friends that are not very sure where Lima is located, which can happen, of course, let me tell you where we are. Lima is located in Peru, is the capital of Peru. We are located in South America, and we are in a very sort of like tropical location, but Lima has a really interesting, peculiar characteristic. We are located next to the Pacific Ocean. We are the only South American capital of a country that looks directly to the ocean, in this case to the Pacific, right? So you can imagine that the prices here might be high, right? Because it's a special thing to live in the city center, basically, in the capital, and you open your window and you look to the ocean, to the Pacific, right? So, for example, Helen is asking me, how big the apartments? Well, good question. In this section, the apartments, especially the ones that look into Miraflores, they cannot be less or smaller than 100 square meters. So there is a disposition by the City Hall that says that the apartments cannot be inferior than in size than 100 square meters, right? 1 square meter is about 9 square feet. Is that okay? Yes, I hope I'm calculating correctly, right? So just to give you an idea of how big they can be. So, okay, Dorota is saying $1,000 for a square meter. Muy bien, Dorota. Anyone else wants to guess? Because you will be very surprised. You will be surprised indeed. And we keep walking here. We're going now to a section where we're going to see lots of tennis courses. Tennis. Of course, Peru is usually, when we talk about sports, not associated with tennis. Because, well, definitely tennis is a sport that is considered for the elites. So I'm sure you know which one is the sport Latin Americans love. So anyone can tell me which one is the sport we love in Latin America? Helen, muy bien. So 200,000 euros. Muy bien, Helen, muy bien, muy bien. Yes, of course, football or soccer, muy bien. Both names are correct, right? Because in the United States, football is called soccer, right? Because in the USA, they have their own football, right? American football. So we call this sport football because we learn from that sport from the English. So the English call it football, we call it football, right? Look at the view, look at the almost sunset. over there. What a beautiful view. So we will keep walking and look at also in the distance the Bay of Lima. We have the Morro Solar, which is the hill over here. Very beautiful point of the city. Also a observatory. There's an observatory of stars there. One day I'm going to show you there. So now we're going to continue over here. So well, let's go back to because we talk about the soccer. Now soccer is easy. Soccer, you need just a ball to play it. That's why we love it, because it's easy, it's cheap. Sometimes we don't even use a ball. We just, like put something like I don't know, they take some pieces of fabric, make like a ball. We stick them with tape, and then there you have it. So I've seen people in the poorest locations of Peru doing that when they don't have a proper ball. But here we have also parasailing. We're going to see in a little while where is the point of the parasailing, where it starts. But before that, look at the tennis. Okay, so tennis is known as the white sport. Is that okay, my friends? Deporte blanco, we call it in Latin America. For two reasons I've heard. One, because usually people that practice tennis wear in white, but also because it's practiced by the white people, right? How high we are in this moment, Dorota? 80 meters. We are 80 meters above the ocean. The cliffs, which are these natural formations, they are the resulting of the erosion of the sea, of the Pacific, that has shaped the cliffs in this way for millions of years of erosion. We know that also in an ancient era, that is not even millions, it must be billions of years ago, we used to have in the soil where nowadays is the city of Lima, this territory where we are standing, we used to have a river. So imagine there used to be a big river that came from the Andes and dragged lots of water and material in direction to the sea. That's because in the Andes we used to have glaciers, which are now gone, right? Gracias, Alison. Thank you for your support. Muchas gracias, amiga. So these glaciers dragged this material from the Andes, depositing this material, this sediment, in this section, which is the soil of Lima. Can you see the material, by the way, my friends? Can you see the rocks, the pebbles? We can see also, if we go closer here, we can see the material, the sediment, the rocks. So all of these rocks, which is here behind this net, the net is here to avoid that the stone that is very loose goes down to the cars and creates an accident, right? It has happened, by the way. We had some cases of people dying in the Costa Verde Avenue. This is the Green Coast Avenue, due to the falling of rocks. So in order to avoid that to happen, the city halls that are located along the coast have paid an enormous amount of money to protect this section, this cliff, with these nets. And also, the nets function as a way to help these plants here, these morning glories, to root better on the walls of the cliff. So this is the purpose, the main purpose. So now, I want to also go back to the buildings. Okay, so now let's go to the answer. I see also the comment of Elena, 200,000 euros. Wow. That's big, right? That's a big number. The view from there is spectacular all year round. Even though in a gray day, it's like you are waking up in a cloud. So can you imagine that? Seeing clouds in front of your window? That must be amazing. So, well, you know already that the minimum is let's say space of an apartment here is 100 square meters, right? So The price in this section is way much higher because the apartments here generally are duplex, are way much bigger, and they also have share sections like, for example, I don't know if it's called amenities, but for example, pool, recreational zones, like a movie theater inside for the people that are living in the same building. So the price in this section is estimated of an apartment in $1 million US. So the price for an apartment is starting from 1 million, can be even higher, right? And you have access to, well, the beautiful view, you have access to the beach, you have lots of Class A clubs, private clubs where you can, practice the sport you like the most. If you like, instead of tennis, you like surfing, you can practice surfing down. I think we are going to have the chance of see where surfing is practiced. Oh, can you see, the beaches here? Oh, can you see the people having a nice time, nice afternoon? Look at the view. We have also over here, oh, the beach over there. I think we can get a little bit closer in this direction. And also in the distance, we can see, because the climatic conditions are excellent today, that people are jumping from the cliff with the parasailing, I think it's called, right? So they are going to parasail. The price of doing something like this in Lima, the ride, by the way, is 10 minutes. It's only 10 minutes. But it's, so far I know, I've never done it, an unbelievable experience. The price is $100 US. $100 US for 10 minutes of fun in the air. Honestly, I am saving for doing it. And when I do it, I'm going to take you all. So I hope you will be able to join me if that happens. I've never done it, but I know it is an amazing experience from travelers that have. And also the view from above of Lima must be incredible. So the climate today is really, really clear. And this is the season when we start actually losing the blue sky, because we get into the more grayish days. We get into the more wintry period. That's what's also happening for you when we are in the opposite time of the year, right? So what would be an average cost for an apartment in an area that is not so fancy? Gunda, excellent question. Let's talk about, for example, a middle-class district, like, for example, my district, San Miguel, or Pueblo Libre, or Magdalena. So the square meter in Miraflores or San Isidro, it is about $2,500 US. That's the price of a square meter. But that is an average, so it can be more expensive depending on where you are. For example, here it might be about $3,000 US a square meter. But in the middle class districts, the price would be per square meter approximately 1,000 or maybe 1,200 US. That's a square meter, right? So, and also it depends if the house is new or is, old. So those are elements that are important. So if you're planning to come to live in Lima, Gunta, San Miguel is a great place, by the way. My district. I love it. Was born there, by the way. So here we have another statue. And look at also the view. This is the pathway to, the freeway. The freeway called Costa Verde. These are the cars coming down from Miraflores. There's a pathway here, so you go down like this. And these are the ones that are going south, right? We have lots of beaches along this freeway, right? And we are coming to the last part of this walk, which I hope you enjoyed very, very much. I have a question from Gunta I'm going to answer also in a moment. Yes, Alison, beautiful weather today, huh? Who can afford this price, Dorota? Well, not me, definitely, my friend. Yeah, we have rich people here. We have the old fortunes, descendants of families that are extremely rich from the, colonial times till now. And we have the new fortunes, the new rich, which are people in technology or people in the medicine field or engineering. Mm-hmm. Here we have a lighthouse. This is the Lighthouse of La Marina. La Marina is the Navy of Peru, right? And this lighthouse was not originally here in Miraflores. It was a donation. It was originally in Arequipa in the south, where my friend lives, my friend Elizabeth from Arequipa. So this lighthouse is very big. Actually, it's 20 meters tall in total. Remember that we are about 100 meters on the top of that lighthouse. We will be 100 meters above the ocean, right? Because we have 80 meters below us, right? Gracias, Gunta. Gracias, Margaret. It was moved to here to honor the Navy of Peru and also, to honor our heroes who defended Peru during terrible times, such as, for example, the War of the Pacific and other events, right? Oh, let me do a Adam postcard. Would you like me to do a selfie mode picture? So let me, or portrait, I think it's called. Let me move it. What do you think about this? Gracias, Gunta. Gracias, Margaret. Gracias, Molly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So here you have a nice picture. I'm going to get a little bit closer, right? So, yes, Adrian, yes, there's always something new we can learn in Lima. No te preocupes. A doggy just stick around my legs. So, can most people afford to buy their own apartment? Gunda, not really. Not really. In Lima, I'm going to turn the to regular mode, landscape. For example, the people of my generation, Gunda, we no longer can afford to buy an apartment because it's way too expensive. We usually rent, or like me, we live at the house of our parents and rent a little space, but it still is very cheap, right? So here we have this is my secret to survive in Lima, because Lima is a very expensive city. It happens to all of us. Now, I think my generation has suffered a lot, especially generations with little children, new families. So it's not as easy as it used to be. My grandma came from the Andes and she was able to buy a house, and she lived in a house, and she was a teacher, right? So she was not a wealthy person, but she could buy a house. Now it's pretty much impossible, right? So thank you so much, my friends, for your support, for your tip support. It is the fuel that helps us Keigo guys to continue doing these events that, as you know, are all free to join and just tip supported. Your tips are the only income we get from these tours. If you would like to support this tour, support me, support Keigo, but you don't know how to, I am activating a little button that can lead you to do a donation if it's in your possibilities. Also, you can help me with a comment at the end of the tour. That is also very, very helpful. And share with your friends and let them know that you have a guide in Lima that every week is showing you something different. So if they're interested in Peru, in the history of Lima, you have actually several good guys. You have Mike in Cusco, you have Elizabeth in Arequipa. I think there are new guys also coming because Keigo is opening more and more. So, it's always good to have ambassadors of our culture everywhere in the country for you to know more about Peru and get to know different perspectives about this city and, the country in general. Eva, Adrian, Bertie, thank you so much for your support. Gracias, amigos. Thank you. It helps me a lot, really. And also, Bertie has shared my Keigo profile, my Keigo channel. So you can just go there, follow that link, or you can see the button follow in the upper part. So if you see it, it means you don't follow me yet. So you can click there and you will follow all my tours. You're going to see my upcoming tours. Helen, gracias. And if you don't see the button, it's because you already follow me. Okay, so no worries. Next week, my friends, I am planning, actually it's already a reality. Gracias, Lisa. We are going to a convent. We are going to a monastery, a 16th century monastery located in an old neighborhood called Rimac. It's the first time I'm going to take you to that monastery, and most likely it's going to be the only time we're going to be able to visit that monastery. So please join me because it's going to be lovely. The tour is going to be in the morning, but for those that are not able to come in the morning, I will be taking some pictures also of that tour, and I will be doing a little short tour from my home explaining a bit of the history, but it's not going to be the same. So you have two tours. One is at 11:30 Lima time, and the other one is at 3:30 Lima time. So please join. I'm sure you're going to be fascinated. That was a cloister convent for monks, Franciscans. So they have been so nice to open the doors for us. So please join. Thank you so much for your support. Yes, Bertie, please come. You're going to love it. We're going to explore it inside. It's not going to be on pictures. The first tour of the day is going to be going there inside, okay? So please come. Maybe we're going to see some Franciscans. So thank you so much. And I'm going to run in direction to my cats. I'm going to see the cats of Kennedy Park in a little while. So see you later. See you in a while. Have a lovely weekend. Best to you all. God bless you and your family. Take care. Bye-bye. Gracias. Bye-bye, Adrian. Hope to see you later.